I'm Amy, sex educator, sex and relationship coach, and co-owner of PurePleasureShop.com.
I'm April, VP of the cutting-edge sex toy company Hot Octopus, and I dedicate my life to the business of sex.
We are on a mission to teach you how to have hot sex, deep intimacy, and how to make your own rules for who you are as a sexual being.
Welcome to the Shameless Sex Revolution. Want to learn more? Go to shamelesssex.com.
And for 15% off of some of our favorite sex toys, use code SHAMELESSSEX at PurePleasureShop.com.
You were listening to a Pleasure Podcast. For more from our sex podcast collective, visit pleasurepodcasts.com.
Baby, it's cold outside. I gotta go away. Baby, it's cold outside. This evening has been hoping that you dropped in. So very nice. Is it starting?
Yeah, we're recording right now. That's awesome. It's really good. So this song you said is kind of rapey? Is that what you just said?
I'll hold your hands. They're just like ice. I was telling you about this song. It was slightly...
It's like coercion?
We shouldn't call it rapey. That's a little bit of an
coercion.
That's not a holiday-friendly term right now, Amy.
We're here to talk about holiday fun, keeping it hot when it's cold outside and not rapey things. We're talking about only consent and peace and love and joy and lots of orgasms.
If you look at the lyrics, though, to this song, Baby It's Cold Outside, which I believe it's Dean Martin and some probably unknown human that was not represented properly, and maybe she was, but she says something, my mother will start to worry. And he's like, beautiful, what's your hurry?
Hey, baby.
Hey, baby, my father will be pacing the floor. And then he's like, listen to the fireplace roar. So I'm just saying. So I really
like, I'm not listening to you. I really want you to stay and keep me warm.
Yeah,
I'm
which
real
is
cold.
what I know that we're doing right now with our mad fireplace roar.
Ooh.
In my non-fireplace apt home.
Yes.
So we have that raging on the TV right now.
Yes, we do. So we are here to talk about, it's the holidays, everyone. So we're here to talk about how to keep it hot when it's cold outside. And these are hot tips for warming things up. And this is going to be everything from some easy, fun, free things that you can do at home for yourself, for a lover, for the holidays, for the winter, whatever you want to do and spice things up. And we'll give you some tips. And then we also have some product recommendations if you want to buy some sexy toys for the holidays.
And I want to say, if you're in Australia, just refer to this episode in July. Okay. So it's still going to be good for you because
it'll be
it's
cold
there.
Yeah, there you go.
So that's right. And we do represent your toilet spinning in the opposite directions of ours.
Does that really happen?
I believe so.
Really?
I've been to Australia many times.
Did you pay attention?
I don't know. I don't know whether it
I
spins.
thought that was a joke, like from Wayne's World or something.
It might be, and I might just feel like
Someone
that's
write
the
us. Okay,
literal.
we want to know if you live in Australia. Will you please respond? Does your toilet
counterclockwise or clockwise? We need to know.
Yeah. Wait, what does ours do? Clockwise, right?
I believe so.
Okay.
So the clocks might spin counterclockwise in Australia too. Are you getting younger in Australia right now? New Zealand, even younger?
Going backwards.
Fiji, probably younger.
Ooh, yeah, the humidity. Good for the skin. Okay, so April, I think that you have something fun you want to share with us. Some hot tips to keep it cold.
Okay.
Sorry, not to keep it cold. When it's cold. Although, I don't know, maybe we can add some ice cubes to this mix.
We could. I think so. I think you are good at adding ice cubes to the mix. You make a good drink, but not right now.
No, I'm sobs.
You're sober central.
I'm doing what most people are like, what the fuck are you doing this in December for? I'm doing sober-ish December, meaning the ish is it's from Thanksgiving to Christmas Eve.
It probably wasn't a lot of people. It was probably just me like 15 times.
No, I heard that from multiple people.
Okay,
like,
good.
Don't people wait till January to do this? And I was like, nope, the time is now. And I want to do a little check-in. I think I said this on a past podcast. Actually, I have some other health stuff. I have genetic health stuff and it's related to various organs in my body. I was like, might as well detox for a little bit and give them a break as I start to go on this medication.
I'm so proud of you
Thank
for
you.
doing that, by the way. And I do want to say that you have a subtle glow that is maximizing now it's 2 weeks, I think, that you haven't drank any alcohol.
Yeah, I haven't touched it.
And you are phenomenally really in tune. And I've been drinking wine and I'm like, God damn it, she's like, she doesn't crack the whip ever, everyone. But I love
together,
you.
Chip.
Yeah, you're like you're just in tune, and I love you like this, and I love you anyway.
Yeah.
And I just want to say that Maybe I should.
She loves
practice.
it when I drink the wine.
Is
with
it
her
on the
and-
wagon or off the wagon? I can never remember.
I'm on the wagon.
Okay.
And you're off the wagon.
I fell
And
off the wagon.
And I
Oh my
have
God.
spidey senses right now. So anytime I'm near someone who's drinking alcohol, I can smell every drop of them. Like, whoa.
Can you
bitch.
smell anything else?
I feel like right when I walked up to your door, I could smell alcohol.
I haven't drank that much.
Was your business partner for your other business drinking too? Because
Yes,
they
she
were
was.
outside.
Yes,
so that's
she
probably
was.
why.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't feel.
And I'm not judging. I'm just like, or part of me is like, that sounds kind of nice, but nope, I'm committed for 30 days. So it feels good.
I'm very proud of you. Anyway, so what we're talking about here, other than the alcoholic tip here, is which this is a time where folks do drink more. I know that every year around the holidays, meaning in my holiday realm, I consider that from Thanksgiving until Christmas, really. New Year's,
yeah.
also. And for me, I think growing up in the Midwest, when it's cold, I think about food and comfort food. I've been drinking hot chocolate. I get like the really yummy, and I actually get whipped cream, and I never
Marshmallows?
do that. I don't do marshmallows. I just don't like the texture personally. However, yes, I concur that that's a great decision if you want to do that. So I say though, what helps me in this time is even though it's darker, longer, the days are getting shorter. And instead of eating all the comfort food, what I really would love to eat, I think that, yes, watching movies and being with your partner and cuddling up and eating a bunch is great. And it's also a time where you can think about maybe making an intimate little evening or multiple evenings where instead of drinking all the hot chocolate or the wine or the booze or
Eating all the pizza.
all the pizza, the marshmallows and mac and cheese and the things that you probably want to put on the winter warmth because that's a thing. Instead, think about if you have children when the kids go to bed or if you have a ton of work the next day, whatever that is, slip it away, put it in the closet for the night. The children don't put it in the closet. We don't recommend that. They might not like that. But like, tap in if you have a partner or partners or you're even single. Tap in. If you don't have a fireplace, put on the fireplace app. There's a fire. It's a free
you could
app.
you could put on your TV, but I bet you could do even on a laptop.
On a laptop,
probably.
whatever you
Yeah.
have. Or if you have a fireplace, build a fire or turn it on electrically, unless you're Amy and she almost made her house blow up.
Yeah, electric fireplace is not a good idea. It's now like a lawn
I was
ornament
like,
in my
what
backyard.
happened to that? She's like, oh,
It
my
almost killed
fireplace
me.
blew up. I was like, oh my God.
Fierce blue.
So the whole thing is to get together with the one you love, the ones you love, and talk about your intimate desires. Now, this can sound really heavy. You don't have to get too caught up in it. But what about your fantasies?
We just did an episode on fantasies
we
with
just
Dr.
did, yes.
Allison Ash, the last one of, so that was this last Tuesday. So this is coming out December 10th. So I think it's a December, is that 6th or 7th release? Anyways, it was out and it's amazing.
And exactly. So you can listen to that episode. That was a great episode. The point of these words of wisdom are to really focus on not what externalities are going on, not what you have or have not, or what you're feeling, but laying off maybe some of the deep comforting food that you've been eating or the alcoholic beverages that do comfort you as well, or whatever else maybe the mindless chatter on social media, taking all that away, being with yourself or with your partner, turning on something cozy like a fireplace app, and then dropping in with your loved ones
Or
without
yourself.
anything else.
Ooh, you like your
or
own
with
bits.
exactly. And I think that piece is what's I've been doing that in the last 2 weeks because it's been dark so early, and I'm like, it's 10 o'clock. No, it's not 10 o'clock. It's 5:15. Why am I so wanting to? I just want to like put in a pizza and really digress from anything else that is pleasure. And it has been helpful for me to really drop into that. So that's my recommendation and what's been helping me. And you probably have a lot more because you've been telling me some of your tips and I'm like, yes. And you're like, you're going to love this one. I'm like, I love it.
Well, what I'll add to what you said too, as you being in this sober place for this month, I'm experiencing complete sobriety. I'm not altering my state with anything at all for this month. And I am still having sex, during this time. So I guess I am altering my state with sex, and that's cool. That's my one drug that I can have, sex.
I honor that.
But having
good choice.
sex, it's not that I drink or consume anything every time I have sex. And I think that when you have this longer time period of not having anything altering your system, and then you have sex, and I've been meditating a lot too, like morning and night, often, like twice a day. That my sex is amazing. Like all my sensations are so alive. It's more alive than I have been in a long time. It feels incredible. So I'm just kind of learning some balance there. So there's another thing about that you can, if you were like, fuck sobriety.
Spidey senses.
Yeah, even if you just do it for a couple days, it can enhance your senses, add some meditation. Anyways, okay, so let's add some more fun.
All the sober
tips.
people out there are like, I feel that way all the time.
Yeah.
Surprise!
Good for you. Yeah, you guys were right. So keeping it hot when it's cold outside. Okay, here's one that I know that April will love. So April loves letters and cards. She loves when people write her letters and cards.
Words of affirmation.
Which I'm really bad at doing when it's people's birthday or holidays. I write, I love you. Happy birthday or whatever.
Well, you have bad writing,
that's true.
and that's why all geniuses have bad writing, in my opinion.
So then you could type a letter or a card. Thanks to April.
I have terrible writing too, by the way.
No, your writing is actually pretty good. I've had you write things for me. Oh. So here's a fun free idea for you to give to someone that you care about or you love, or you could write this to yourself too. Write a love letter or a card, and you can give it as a gift, or just don't. It doesn't even have to just be the holidays. You can do this any old time, and you could write out, "Today I choose you because," and you can list all of the reasons why you choose this person in this day. And you could do it for yourself. You're a single person looking to fall in love with yourself. Today I choose me because. Write out all of the wonderful qualities. Everything from I like that you love pizza. I love the way you walk. You have the best ass I've ever seen. I love the way you whisper sweet nothings in my ear. I love the smell of your breath. I don't know. Maybe someone does. I'm not sure.
And it could just be one word too.
Totally.
Which I love.
And this is something I actually learned this from a friend years ago. They taught me this thing as a daily practice where you wake up and you either send a text message or you turn to a partner and say, "Today I choose you because," and then it can be really short, but I'm inviting an extended version of it. How great would that be to receive a card that had this long list with all these reasons why this person is choosing you today? Or you could write it to yourself and then mail it to yourself. Wait, no, that wouldn't work. How would you make it so you could get it in a year?
You could just write a post-it or in a year. You could bury it somewhere where you wouldn't expect to find it for a while. Like,
like your shoebox?
Yeah, or a shoebox, or don't talk about my shoes right now, Amy. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Shoes. Like lots of shoes.
I wanted to bring this to another point, though, burying it somewhere, yes. But like, also, I received a message from a friend today that I hadn't heard from in a long time that just said, "I love you."
Aww.
And so if you're in a long distance relationship, or maybe you've had deep love for someone for a long time, whether it's in partnership or sexy ship or however that looks, it's really powerful to just shoot out a message. I mean, if you have their address, sending them a written card is really magical too. I love this idea.
Yeah.
That is, but
maybe
writing
I'll do it
something.
For you, Chip.
You live down the block. I would actually be very excited.
I mail it to you from my house.
Yeah,
two
just a picture
away.
of you smiling, like, "Hi, I love you." I'd be like, "I love you."
Here's all the reasons why I love you, Chip. Well, so on that note, another idea is something you could put in a letter or a card. Again, a totally free idea for you to gift something to a lover or partner, or again yourself, is what I like to call king or queen for a day, or
jester,
or something that's non-gendered, but something that's more like I'm going to worship you for the day, basically.
Court member.
Jester. You're the clown. Hey, I'm gonna make you the clown for the day.
I would be, if someone said that, I'd be stoked.
You have to go everywhere with me all day and entertain me all day. That sounds awesome.
I would not.
Wait, that's my life already.
You challenge me with this, I will take that
already
challenge.
Doing that.
I see you a jester and I raise you a queen.
Yeah. So what you could do is, all right, hey, so you give this on the holidays and you're like, January 12th, reserve that day from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. because I'm going to surprise you and wine and dine you and pamper you all during that whole time. And so your partner reserves that time, but they have no idea what's happening. And then you make up this glorious day. What is it? Do you give them a sponge bath? Do you lay rose petals down as they walk in? Do you take them out to some beautiful restaurant they've always wanted to go to, but don't just go to a restaurant and a movie. Do something that's embodied. Do you give them a full body erotic massage?
Or maybe just do the laundry or something that day.
Yeah.
Something that you don't normally
do. Or you were
do.
saying like facials and pedicure. There's so many things that you can do. Just think of what would really make my partner feel so loved. And this might be really tapping into their love languages. Like you're saying, is it acts of service? Yeah, do the dishes, but maybe do them naked so that they can watch you.
This brings me to one other piece that I want to share, which is also free. Something that is slightly incredible to me, and I'm not speaking for just myself here, but I know other friends that have the same thing. I think you're actually one of them that's spoken to this, is the gifts that don't cost money, but that you find along the way that remind you of the person that you're thinking of or love. It could be a feather that you pick up on the ground or a rock that you find. Those are things where you're like, hey, I know this is like random, but I saw this I don't know, this newspaper article and I cut it out and wanted to show you because I just love you. And
I thought of you.
I thought of you. And I love those. I love those things that are they're so small and they're free, really. And that it was with intention. And I know that other folks out there may or may not resonate with that. If this isn't your love language, the gift giving, you might be like,
it's not really mine.
Yeah.
But I like being thought of. Like that's something thinking of me. Okay, what if I masturbate and I squirt all over the bed and I send you a photo of that and it's like, thought of you. No?
Would it include your genitals or not?
No, just a squirt. all
Okay,
over.
that's fine. I don't need a picture of your genitals because I love them. But from what I've seen,
Thought of you when I juiced all over the
I would be like, why did you think of that?
I see your face in the puddle. It's like the shape of your face.
It's like the Jesus face in the clouds.
Or like a dog's butt. You've seen the pictures.
All right. I like how you're comparing my face to a dog's butt. Thank you. And moving on from there.
Another free idea. Taken also from another guest that we just had on the show, our dear friend Ian Stratton, who was just on our show in the last couple of weeks, who told me that he does this practice with his partner, and it's not just a gift for the holidays or anything.
I was comparing it to a white. He told both of us about this.
It's not brownies. It's a different one.
Oh, he
Different.
told you, but I was talking about the whiteboard brownie thing. So it's different.
Yeah, different. No, that whiteboard brownies is in the episode, which is fun. That one's awesome. And April's like, how can we make it competitive? But of course. But no, this one is, I don't know how he phrased it, but it was how it's all about you day. And so for a day, we're going to spend you. So this is you and I give this to you, April. We're going to spend this day together and I'm going to do whatever you want all day. And you get to decide what we do.
I was just thinking about this last night, how you always turn everything into you and I. And I'm like, everyone here thinks we're like total lesbians, which I will honor every day. Or they think we're just like closeted lesbians that just love. I'm like, no, we're
just
sisters
fuck
forever.
each other already.
I was thinking about this last night. I was like, we pretty much are. We're together. We're a partnership. We just don't fuck
when I squirt.
Ever. Yeah.
I made her uncomfortable.
Okay, so give the scenario again.
Now.
Set the scene because
So
had
April
to
and
share
I
that.
are in a relationship, and I'm going to give her this maybe in a letter or a card for the holidays. And all right, April, you choose the date. I'll check on my calendar, make sure I can do it. But it's going to be all about you day. So from 10 a.m. until we go to sleep, you get to decide what we do all day. And of course, if there's a hard no, like you want me to skydive, and I'm terrified I might not do it, but you get to kind of map it out. And it's not that I'm treating you all day; it's that I'm going on this journey with you as your companion, and I'm not like a stick in the mud, like, let's do me. It just gets to be about you.
Okay, so I have a question for you then.
Yes.
Will you marry me?
Yes, I will.
Sold. We're gonna do this. Yeah, you're exactly what I've been looking for.
I'm writing you letters. I'm thinking you when I squirt.
We just need to get you a big strap on, okay, and then we're good.
We have talked about that a lot. We're like, life would be a lot easier if
I
we
know.
just
There's
dated
something
each
about
other.
me that needs like this. I love
A
the.
big old dick.
Well, you know what? There's two things that big old not necessarily important.
She actually
Dick.
doesn't like big dicks either. So not shaming big dicks, but you're like, I have a small pussy, so
Well, the thing is that
that's also not on the free list.
we could
because the pussy's not free.
still get you a strap on that has a small enough dick.
That's true.
It still doesn't go from soft to hard. I like that, or soft to soft, but I just like the option.
I can get a soft pack and then I can switch them when you're not looking.
All right, sold. You know what? Sorry, Amy's partner. I just asked her to marry me. She said,
Oh no, there's room for him too.
not yet.
You could be my side.
She said, not yet.
my side piece. Just kidding, partner. You're not my side piece. I love you. He listens to a lot of the episodes. So
He's going to listen to this. He's going to text
if
me
there's
later.
one episode you want to listen to, partner, it's this one. Okay, I have one more.
We digress.
One more free one.
I'm going to say you, but I'm not trying to shame you, so I'm saying we digress. And I speak French now.
Okay, one more free one, and then April has a couple, and then we'll move into some toys. Also, on the note of writing, What about writing an erotic story together? And you can do this in a couple ways. You could sit down and write an erotic story that's like your fantasies put together, and maybe you take turns. So someone with a good handwriting or the great typer writes. Hold on, I'm almost done. You take turns. Let me throw these out. And so they write, and maybe I talk for a minute and they write it, and then they add on to it, and we do this like back and forth thing. Or we write out a past thing that we did that we both really loved, and we rewrite it. What do you got? I know you got one over there.
Well, I want to just to add to this that if you aren't a fast typer or writer by hand, what did I introduce you to?
Translation services.
Well, not even. You use in your notes.
Yeah.
If you have, I'm talking from an iOS, so from an iPhone standpoint. If you have an Android, I'm sure there's a similar app, but you can speak into
And it writes it for you.
Yeah. And now you've used it. So if you aren't good, because I'm just thinking about like my mom or some folks that just don't type quickly, that could be really cool where you speak into each other's phones or something. That could be a really cool collective thing, or a Mad Libs piece. Ooh. I don't know. That just really excited me. So I didn't know that you were going to say that, even though it's on our list of things to talk about. Yeah. And I'm really excited by that because that's hot. We could do that after this.
Yeah.
After you say I do.
After I say, I got to really say I do, like a ring on it and things.
No, I don't believe in rings.
Oh, okay.
I believe in things.
I want a ring.
So no, thank you. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but you saw my excitement. How do you feel about that? Using
I
that,
like it.
That
well,
app?
I was also thinking if you wrote it out, then one of you or both of you could remember our friend who just did the raps and had a friend rap this thing that she wrote. So what if you wrote it out, but then you actually recorded it with a sexy voice and then you sent it to your partner? You could do all these things. Just get creative. And these are all gifts that you can give that cost no
it's
money.
Cold outside.
I think you have one that I really like that
I
you want to
really
share.
can't stay.
Yes, you can. You have to stay with me.
That's just like the song that we were talking about in the beginning. Okay. So this was an idea Amy and I were talking about. I think the freedom and having things that don't cost money are really important to bring. And if you live in a household and you have kitchen stuff, utensils, cutlery, however you want to call it, depending on where you are, there's access to things. And one thing we talked about before this was a sexy treasure hunt. Ooh. Where individually you could collectively say, if Amy and I, which I really wasn't proposing, but if we were in a relationship, we're going to use this, set the scene again. We're role playing right now. Amy and I are in a relationship, or Amy, her name's Frank right now. Okay.
Hi, I'm Frank.
Hi, Frank. So we are in a relationship, and I'm like, let's do this scene. It can be fun and playful and not super serious, where we find the kitchen utensils or the things, household goods that are safe, right? So nothing that we're going to stick in our butt that isn't anal safe. But things that we could use that could be sexy devices that are free. So
or like
tongs,
kinky devices, sensation play stuff.
Yes, and that's what we did. Amy and I played this out before we recorded this because she was like, "Well, open up the drawer. What do you have?" And I pulled out the pizza roller, the pizza cutter, which you were like, that's a perfect pinwheel that you never had. Yeah. Tell folks what a pinwheel is.
So pinwheel in the kink world is smaller than a pizza cutter, but pizza roller, but it's something that is this little, almost looks like this. Is it spur? Is it on a boot, on a cowboy boot?
Yeah, spurs.
And
exactly.
It's there. So this looks sharp, and you don't stab anyone with it, but you run it along their body, and it can add this wonderful sensation that's prickly, cold, tingly, maybe a little bite to it, but you're not like cutting them.
You could put it in the freezer if you wanted it to be cold, to the refrigerator if you don't want it to be frozen, to add the sensation play. And then we thought about if people have anything that the dusters, the feather dusters, or even one of those Swiffer sweeper things that are
like a tickler.
Yeah, you could use it on your body as a tickler. Hopefully it's free of dust. If you're like me, I wouldn't like that.
Oh my God,
but
where's that bit?
Some other people might be into that, which is cool. Or tongs that you can pick up for a barbecue, or if you're from Wisconsin for a cookout, and you use those to pick up different things. You could use those as nipple pinchers.
Ooh, we also ball pinchers.
Or ball pinchers, gently, or unless your partner wants harder, or yourself. Spatulas, hairbrushes as a spanker, the back of it. And you talked about bristles for stimulation.
Yeah, like on the brush, a hairbrush, or even like a comb or something. The textures of the bristle things on there that you can use that on the body, and it would add a different sensation. And We also put duct tape on here, which is kind of fucked up, and
I said super glue too. I was like, what about super glue?
We're like, if your partner talks too much,
just gorilla glue your ass to the toilet seat for a minute.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, if your partner talks too much, no. That is we don't really condone this unless they want it.
Yeah, as handcuffs, or unless you want to do a wax job, but it's dangerous. But so here's the ideas that you said that they're in your house. So you do this fun treasure hunt. Maybe set a timer. Maybe it's like we run around on our own and we all come collectively with items. Or what if we come with these items together, but we don't get to see what the other one has, and then we blindfold each other and we use them, and each other have to guess what they are in a sexy way, though.
Should
we do it now? We got to go.
But that's playful and fun because I have, now that we're talking about this, I'm looking at my vase over there with the little, I don't know what those things are called. The fronds, the Hans and Franz over there. Hans and Franz,
it's like
right there.
I don't even know what those are.
You could use those. They're
plant.
It's a plant.
Things that are soft.
It's actually real, but they're dried plants. There's things that you could use all over your house that I'm sure you could find as sensation play.
Yeah.
And gentle sensation play. We don't recommend, at least at this point, because I don't know what you're holding in your hand. If you are doing this right now, sticking anything in your orifices, because they may or may not be, they may be unsafe, or they may be able to be sucked into your butthole, and you don't want that.
Yeah.
Do not call us if the fire department comes, okay? We do not know if 911 is the digit for rescue in your country.
If something gets sucked in your butt, please go get help, because don't let that hang out too long.
So we also talked about this other thing. So on another note, so aside from this, which I thought you liked, and we both were, I like when we congregate we don't do these podcasts very often.
No.
They're really fun.
Most of our podcasts have guests. It's just you and I, and just
getting creative.
Amy Beenters.
Yeah. Be like Amy and April, the old days, chipping it up.
Yep.
In full force. Shake and bake,
Shake
baby.
and
Shake and bake. So don't use that for lube, by the way. Not really good to shake and bake for lube. So we talked about, and we've talked about this before on multiple shows. The things from our past are maybe when we were in the pubescent stage, or the stage maybe depending on when you started maturing and thinking about sex, and whether or not you were a teenager, whatever age you were. Every human is different. You may have been in your 30s. Who knows? But the imagery from magazines, you could have looked at a JCPenney catalog or a Victoria's Secret catalog, and we're not sponsored by either of those.
What about Mervyn's?
You could look at Marvin's. You could look at Marshall's. You're like, oh, those tits on that section 3-8 were nice. I have no idea. Whatever you got off on, and I won't name names, but someone in my family, I did find a magazine at some point under the bed where I was like, oh, why do you have the JCPenney catalog open to the
bra section?
The bra section. And I didn't realize then, because I was very young, but what that meant. I was referring to myself thinking about movies that I used to find VHS tapes and pop those in, and they were sometimes rated R, sometimes PG-13, but scenes from those movies that I would remember where to rewind them to or fast forward to, like Fatal Attraction. And I don't know if have you seen that movie?
Yeah, I think so.
Remember when it was Michael Douglas, and he was like with Glenn Close. I don't remember their names in the movie, but they were fucking in the kitchen on the first time they met, and they actually had the affair because his wife was out of town with the kids, and they were having sex on the stove in her apartment on the top. And I remember I was very young. I was not supposed to watch that movie. It was rated R. It was in the section where I was not supposed to watch, but I was like, watch on this one. And I popped it into the VHS cassette player, and I started watching. I was like, nothing's happening. And I was like, oh, damn. So bringing it back to what we're talking about with your partner, finding images, or if there was a Playboy that you loved, or you were talking about celebrities, some spank bank material that you had from back in the day or present day.
It's like you're going in a time machine and reliving it. But this
Farrah Fawcett's poster from 1968,
and then sharing it with your partner, like, this is what I used to wink to or get excited about or get aroused to. Maybe you didn't actually masturbate, but like for me, and we have YouTube now, right? Little clips of everything is on there. And I haven't looked into this, but I'm pretty sure I could probably find clips of Melrose Place. If anyone remembers Melrose Place, that is where I first learned that I am into dominance and submission, specifically from a rape scene, actually. That turned me on at age 10, and I'm sure I could find that, and that'd be fun to relive. And
Trigger warning for anyone.
Yes.
That.
Oh, yeah. We just talked about this in the fantasies episode, by the way. We did do a trigger warning on that and talked about that. And fantasies, as she says, they are our own, and they can be anything and everything. There's a difference between fantasy and what we actually want to happen. But anyway, I like this idea. One thing I used to also do, you and I talked about this. We used to go and find our moms like Joy of Sex or Kama Sutra books and just look at them and get turned on. Not together. We did that separately. And then I remember I also had a family member who always had a bunch of Playboys. And so it was like naked women. And I don't know if I actually got turned on, but it excited me to look at it because it was like just so different from anything I had ever seen.
I also I never had access to Hustler magazines when I was younger. There were Playboys from time to time at various friends' houses. I don't remember how I'd come across them. And you and I also talked about the Kama Sutra books that were kind of like they were illustrative, but they were kind of the old school Kama Sutra books that probably a lot of parents had back in that time frame. I used to look at those and get really turned on by the depiction of like the illustrative depictions. And I think it might have been because Kama Sutra, I think it's from the East. So it was very old Eastern, I don't know, graphics. And I don't know how to explain it. It looked like it could be on the side of a cave and not hieroglyphics.
And it turned you on?
For some reason it did. And
I'm still pornographic, but erotic.
It was erotic. I was so young. I mean, I was definitely below 11 years old, and I remember wanking to those things. And by the way, if you do Google Melrose Place rape scene, you will find what they were talking about. And remember, this is not a full blown rape scene. It was a scene that you had in your spank bank. That was it was a power dynamic, and it was
just
PG.
Something I saw that I felt some pulsing in my pussy when I saw it, and I was like, wow, I'm really excited by this thing. And that is completely normal. Yeah, for me, like, I mean, I'm not saying that everyone does it, but there's nothing wrong with me. And we talk about that in the fantasies episode too.
That's a good point. And those are two good points, that there's nothing wrong with it.
Or like to be a feminist and be into dominance and submission porn where women are getting beat up in the porn, but it still turns you on. Nothing wrong with you. That, yes, it's confusing. And does it mean that you want it to happen in real life or that you want that to happen to other people in real life? No, it's fantasy. So anyways, that was a tangent there.
No, but that's important. Yeah. That's like when we just did our book proposal, which we sent in, and Amy and I both got really deep into some of our own stories about our sexual upbringings and whatnot, meaning and whatnot. There's a lot to talk about, so we're not going to talk about that. Not all great experiences. And I remember the first time that I really ever saw anything remotely pornographic, meaning I had already been watching these scenes from different movies, whether it was Pretty Woman or Fatal Attraction or what HBO, the at night, like the real sex or something. It was like real sex. It was in the 90s. Whenever I had access to HBO, I'd be like, oh my God, let me see these things that were going on. But I remember putting in a VHS tape, another one of my mom, thinking it was Days of Our Lives. It was of my mom's. It wasn't of my mother. Believe me, she would never do that. She's way too.
And we're not judging people who do that. Her mom just wouldn't.
No, my mom wouldn't. So I just correcting myself here, but popping that in. The first porn I ever really saw was this gang bang scene of these 6 dudes gang banging this woman on a pool table, and it was an accidental. It was on a tape that said Days of Our Lives because my mom loved soap operas, and I popped it in to find the operative point where I could tape over my mom's soap operas without her getting mad. And then when it came onto this porn, I was probably 8 years old. I was like, jackpot. And that was my go-to for years until it disappeared, and then I was so sad. But that's what I'm saying. Also, it's a gangbang scene that could be really offensive to some people.
Totally.
Just like a Melrose Place, the rape scene, just like all of these things. And for me, it was me consensually watching that. It was you consensually watching that. And I think that is important to address.
Yeah, for sure. And we're all so different, and our spank banks are so different. The things we used to masturbate to back in the day. I think it's just a fun idea to revisit these things. Like, oh my God. And I also wonder, would I get aroused? Like if I watch that scene, am I going to get turned on the way I used to? Ooh. Or have I changed? So fun thing to revisit. This isn't a gift idea, but it's a fun thing to share. We're just talking about ways to spice things up and also gift ideas, which brings us to Let's talk about some sex toys. Are you ready to talk about some sex toys?
That's like my forte.
Yeah, I think you just burned out a sex toy. You're just telling me we need to get you some new ones.
I actually did.
She's been baiting a lot over here.
She's not shaming me. She's just calling me out on that. She's right.
Well,
I
maybe
burn that shit out. I think it's 5 years old now, so yeah.
Yeah, well, maybe I'll get you a Like a Kitten naughty or nice couples box for us because we're in a couple, So we can use these together.
I do.
Yeah.
I do want one, and I do say yes to you.
Well, one of the things in the box. So Like a Kitten, we love Like a Kitten. We have received their toys and worked with them for years, and they are a wonderful, wonderful company that is women-owned and operated. Actually, mother-daughter team, which I can relate to because I'm a mother-daughter team with my mom. And Like a Kitten offers these holiday naughty or nice couples boxes. They are so adorable when they arrive. It's this full-scale box that has all the goodies that you could possibly want to play with and spice things up. And I love their Screaming O panty vibe that you can wear in your panties. So it's a vibe that slips right in, and then you wear it and you cruise around, and your partner can vibrate you anywhere, anytime. Well, I mean, they have to be there with you because it's a remote controlled disguised as a finger ring, and they can, and then I'm like, oh, out in public, or maybe just walking down the street. Maybe we're at Christmas dinner, and I give them the remote and they vibrate me. Hey,
I think that's actually quite fun and playful, which is kind of how our MO is. And this, we're specifically talking about, Like a Kitten has a lot of awesome offerings, but this is specifically for the holidays. It's called the Naughty and Nice box.
That was just one thing in the box.
One thing in the box. They have a ton of different stuff, and we're going to give you some info to that. One of the things that I really loved from the box is the gold. They're from Bijou Indiscrets, which we've also been fans of. I love the women that own that company.
Right?
From Barcelona. Mm-hmm. They make beautiful, for years, when we were at Pure Pleasure, the store, when I worked at the store, I loved their stuff. I would buy their stuff. And now they've just evolved. And these handcuffs, they're gold handcuffs. So handcuffs are uncomfortable as fuck.
The ones that are designed as traditional handcuffs, they hurt. They leave marks. Unless you're into the pain thing, they're not that great.
I have like really bony wrists,
too.
and they bruise me. These cuffs have like this gentle, I don't want to call it almost beaded metal little beads, and you can unlink them so they look like bracelets. They're gold. They're so, I feel like luxurious, but they're still sexy. Mm-hmm. And it's slightly, it's kinky depending on how the level you want to go. But I would give them to my mom as a gift.
It's like
that is an example. And I'd also be like, Mom, those could be kinky.
It's like a restraint item and jewelry in one.
So this box has 11 items that you get. So, and it's such a deal. You get satin robe, sexy game, you get pasties, lube, toy cleaner, and then we already talked about the handcuffs and the panty vibe. So this is such a steal, and this is why we're talking about it on the show, because it is such a good deal. Like a Kitten also is like a kitten. And typically the box is $99, which is already a great deal. But because you listen to Shameless Sex, you're going to get it for even better. So right now, Like a Kitten is offering our listeners of Shameless Sex 20% off and free shipping when you go to likeakitten.com/shameless or enter code shameless at checkout. Again, that's likeakitten.com/shameless or use code shameless to get 20% off these incredible boxes. Likeakitten.com/shameless. The link is also in the episode description. So go check it out. You will be stoked. You'll be naughty and nice and everything twice.
Ooh, well, it's also a great option if you're just like, I don't really know what to get, but I want to get my partner something sexy. And this has all these different options in there. If you're like, should I get them a vibrator? Should I get them? It has all the things. So yeah, go check it out. And April, I'm going to get you one because I'm going to vibrate the shit out of you for the holidays.
I feel like a Kitten never disappoints us.
Nope, they're awesome.
They're also fun to open up the little boxes.
It's like fun surprises.
It's like Christmas anytime that you order one. I'm like, even if it's Valentine's Day or whatever, we've done it before. Remember last year when I dressed up in my Santa baby costume?
Yeah.
When we opened their last Naughty and Nice
and we
box.
didn't even know what was in it yet.
We didn't know, and it was a surprise.
Exciting.
And Amy's like, this is fun.
Yeah,
So
I love surprises. Surprises are good. Okay, so a couple other product recommendations if you want to bring some sex toys into your holiday game or just into your everyday life. A couple of them are actually anal toys. So let's see. Number one, I'm going to recommend this brand called Rianne S. Rianne S. Separate letter, separate word. And I'm recommending their booty plug set first off. This is 3 different butt plugs. So 3 different size options for you to play with. And I think that's great if you're new to butt play.
So it's like small, medium, and large?
Yes. And they have butt bling on the end that comes out of your nice little asshole right there, and a little gem there. So a little butt bling to show off.
That is actually really cute.
It's adorable.
I like when people, well, not people, but there are people that I've seen that have worn butt plugs in various videos or whatnot that have like tails or bling, and I'm like, that is so cute.
They're adorable. Yeah, and you're going to basically make your butt some jewelry, basically.
A shiny piece of treasure.
Yeah, your butt is a treasure. And
a pirate's booty.
A pirate's booty. And this comes in black or purple. So great if you want to experiment with some anal play. I like the tapered tip on these plugs. They're really, really great design. They're actually really great butt
Do they
plugs.
vibrate or no vibration?
No vibrating.
Okay,
Nope,
so they're
no.
like just like a
three pack,
sensation.
different sizes. Yeah,
Nice.
more for relaxing the ass, and they just look really nice and delicious. So if you want to try any of these products, actually that I'm going to talk about right now, you can go to purepleasureshop.com, and until December 15th of 2021, we're doing 20% off there. And then it's always 15% off at purepleasureshop.com with the coupon code shameless6. So this is something you can get later on down the road. Another anal product for the penis owning folks. We did a recent episode with Forrest from Aneros. It's episode 250. If you want to learn more about prostate play, is a better way, or not better way, but an option for penis owners to have more powerful, full-bodied orgasms. So maybe you want to give the gift of more full-bodied orgasms to your penis owner in your life, or maybe to yourself. And he talks about their new product, the Aneros Helix Syn V, which is a vibrating prostate toy. And he says it's absolutely amazing. That is also at purepleasureshop.com.
I want to say one thing about that too, is that prostate episode with Forrest was so incredible.
Yeah, he's amazing.
He's such an educator, not because he was hired to. He was just an avid prostate lover that learned about prostate massage and play and orgasm through just using Aneros products. And we've been fans of Aneros products. Like you told me about them back when I worked at Pure Pleasure in the store. And I was always so curious because they don't vibrate or anything, but they have like each like little accentuation of the each product that they make. And I'm sure the Syn V is even better. There's so much thought. Yeah. So,
and now this one vibrates.
And now you have a vibrating one. And he was talking about the Super O and all, I don't know, that episode's really cool.
I mean, I wouldn't give this as a gift to your partner who's like super anti-anal play and they're like, it's an exit only, nothing will ever go in. You're like, here, I'm giving this to you. We're doing this, But to someone that has an opening to, or they want to be able to enhance their orgasmic potential. So it might be a conversation piece before to figure out, or maybe you don't know, but you know that they're a little more open-minded. But could change their lives and maybe yours too.
And remember, if you're putting anything in your butt, always use lube. Yes. Always use some lubrication.
I prefer Uber Lube. Just saying.
And
the last one I'll say is the Rianne S. Bella wand. So again, RIANNE and then separate word S with the letter S. The Bella wand I think is absolutely beautiful. So it's a waterproof, smaller wand style vibrator. And wand style vibrators, they actually are more powerful than non-wand style vibrators. So if someone likes power and more intensity, this is really great, but it's not big and bulky like some other wands. And it even comes with jewelry. So it's 2 gifts in one. So it comes with a little cuff bracelet. It's USB rechargeable. It's nice and compact, and it is adorable and beautiful and a great gift item. Again, for someone who likes something a little stronger. And wand style vibrators, by the way, are generally used externally. So on the vulva, the clitoris, etc. I love wands. April and I are big fans
talk
of wands.
about wands
Oh,
too.
you're obsessed with them.
I mean, I love myself a wand. Sometimes to the detriment because they're so powerful that sometimes I'm like, oh my God, I need a wand. I can't really get off from anything else, and that's my own. That's my own journey. Okay, so
what's your brain getting stuck on something? This idea that this is the only way I get off.
My brain's getting stuck on is. The neighbors might think, baby, it's cold out there. Say, what's in this drink? This is the real lyrics.
Oh, really?
Baby, it's cold. No cabs to be had out there. I wish I knew how. Your eyes are like starlit now. To break this spell, I'll take your hat. Your hair looks swell. Not lying. This is what it is, y'all. I could keep going, but this isn't about me saying.
It's kind of creepy to me.
It's a little creepy. And I always liked this song until I actually read the lyrics, and I'm like, wow, that could be a little frightful. I love Dean Martin. I love him. Dean.
Well, Dean, how does it end?
So it ends with
does she leave or she stay? Are they banging?
There's bound to be talk tomorrow now. Think of my life long sorrow. At least there will be plenty of implied if you caught pneumonia and died. I really can't stay. Get over that old out. Baby, it's cold outside. Okay, fine. Just another drink then. That took a lot of convincing.
Someone's just submitted.
That's the end. I could sing it, but no one wants to hear me sing anymore because I'm not a professional. So
I don't like coercion one bit.
Nope. And now you have it. I just had to give that a little bit of recognition for the fucked up lyrics of that song.
All right.
And no one ever knew. Now you're gonna listen to it. You're gonna be like, damn, baby, it's cold outside. God damn it. I don't want it to be cold. That took a lot of convincing now.
That's why I'm gonna go use a vibrator to spice up the mood and make things warm.
My Bella wand, baby, it's cold outside.
Well, so the last, in closing, other than April's beautiful music that she has here, is, you know, the holidays and the winter can be hard because it gets darker earlier, at least here in the United States where we are. It gets cold. And, you know, things like depression and stress and loneliness, they go up. And then also if we're going to be around families for holidays, and maybe you're not, but if that's something that's stressful to you, why not add more pleasure into your life now? Really, like if you look at your life right now, look at your next couple weeks, and if you see maybe a little more stress, why not add a little more pleasure to balance that out? So, because maybe you can't get rid of that stress. Like maybe you see your family is always stressful. So just add more nourishment to your life, whether that's more masturbation, more self-care, more
exercise, meditation,
more hot tubs,
all
more
of those
orgasms.
things do lead to more orgasms. And we've talked about this individually and collectively about how the things sometimes that don't feel like they're sexually charged,
like meditation
or exercise, can actually lead to more sexual pleasure, more sexual wellness and health in your life. And
it's all connected.
It all is connected. So do the things that bring you joy and that you feel that your heart and your life starts to get lit up by, and eventually your genitals or your desire.
Bonus points for doing the things that your genitals get all lit up.
Ooh, yeah. Fatal Attraction.
I'm gonna
Scene
put these
number 1092.
lights in my genitals and light them up.
Baby, it's cold outside.
Okay,
your
back.
genitals are going to get lit. Baby, it's cold outside.
I'm gonna get electrocuted.
That would be very dark. All right.
Okay, let's go eat something.
We went dark and light on this, and
that's the spirit of this time right
what is
now.
the spirit? It's 5:50 and it's fucking, baby, it's dark outside.
The crows were going crazy.
You said I do.
We're gonna go get married now. We gotta
well,
go.
I can't say who.
All right. Anyways, we gotta just gonna keep.
Baby, it's cold outside. We're gonna get so many bad reviews now. Go ahead. I'm just kidding. I hope that the spirit of this song and the spirit of this holiday episode has inspired you to rate us on iTunes. We love 5-star reviews every time. I'm going to invite you to just go ahead and review us. It helps more people find their shameless sex inner workings and to find the random useless knowledge about old school Christmas songs that may or may not be inspiring.
And Melrose Place.
But I still will probably listen to because I do enjoy the melody. And Melrose Place scenes.
Melrose Place.
And maybe Fatal Attractions. Anyway, we love you. We love each and every one of you. Thank you so much for being part of the shameless sex revolution. We will see you next Tuesday. Ciao for now. Want to learn more? Go to shamelesssex.com.
And for 15% off of some of our favorite sex toys, use code SHAMELESSSEX at purepleasureshop.com.